Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm on my way home and I decided to pick up some food. I came to this place. This is the Commercial Center on Sahara between Maryland Parkway and Las Vegas Boulevard. There's a lot of ethnic groups here. They have everything from Balkan Bar and Grill to Nigerian and Korean restaurants. I haven't been here in ages. They used to have a pretty cool 24-hour arcade called Mary Kay's. But today I'm not here to play Street Fighter 2. I'm picking up food at this place, a Mexican restaurant called La Vecindad, Pico de Gallo. They were voted Best of Las Vegas in 2020. It's a very festive place, a lot of artwork. They even have Mexican ice cream and popsicles. I came here on a recommendation from someone I knew, found out there were some very famous YouTubers here, like Joel Hansen and Reina. They have this eating challenge here. They have a huge sandwich here called the Super Torta Cubana. It's around 5 pounds. I'm not sure about the details, but I think there's a time limit, and if you finish it, you get the meal free and your spot on the Wall of Fame. My food challenge days are over. I'm just a small average eater now. Well, maybe a little more than average. But anyways, I got the smaller version of the 5-pounder. This is a smaller one. It costs a little bit less, but it's still huge. And there's no way I could do an eating challenge. I can't hang with these guys, the pros. Let's show you some clips from Reina and Joel's channel.
You guys ready?
Yeah, well, we'll do a countdown. How's that?
Just look. Looks delicious.
Countdown, how's that?
Just look. Looks delicious.
Reina and Joel and all those professional eaters are pretty amazing, but I think I'm gonna enjoy my food. I was gonna take it home, but I decided to have a few bites and make a video in the process. The reputation of the restaurant is that it has authentic Mexican food and supposed to be really good. And you know what? The tacos were awesome. They weren't dried out. The salsa was delicious. They have a few different sauces you can try. If you want some good tacos, this is the place. The guacamole here was as fresh as any I've ever had. The chips were good. Everything about this place was good. The pico de gallo, the seasoning. I mainly came for the Cubana sandwich, but I had to get some tacos. I got the asada, the al pastor with the pineapple, and the chorizo. I wasn't really set up to film, so I'm just using the flash from my cell phone. But even with that, you can see how juicy everything looks, how fresh everything looks. The tacos here were great. I'm telling you, these were better than your average tacos. And this place has a huge menu. They have all kinds of authentic stuff. And they have more than one eating challenge. They have a couple of challenges. Now, when I arrived here, I wasn't really that hungry, but the food looked really enticing, so I ordered a little more than I should have. I ate 3 tacos and then this thing came. It's pretty hard to believe that this is the small one. Whoever thought of doing this kind of thing, the challenges, and the kind of things that they offer really had an idea to make things fun. I mean, who wouldn't want to grab a sandwich like this? I mean, this thing was heavy. There's no way you're gonna be able to bite into this without just taking pieces off. It was too thick. You have all kinds of things in here. You even have beef, chicken, hot dogs, ham, eggs, cheese, all of which were within a bun that had to be held together by a steak knife going through the middle. If you're hungry and you just want to gorge, This will satisfy you. But I had one more place to stop by. I was gonna pick up one other item on the way home. I barely made a dent in that sandwich. It looked like I didn't even eat anything. And I walked out with some heavy boxes. But even with all that food, there was still another place I had to go to because it couldn't wait. I've been seeing a giant burrito on Instagram. Usually I'll go to Roberto's and pick up burritos before work or for lunch or dinner. I love burritos. It's really tasty and really convenient. They're easy to hold, easy to wrap, easy to pack. I used to think that the Roberto's burritos were pretty big. There's also another place that I used to like to go to. It's called Fausto's Mexican Grill. And Fausto's will have a California burrito, a Nevada burrito, a super burrito, and they have slightly different seasoning. It's pretty good. The place I'm going to is directly across from Mandalay Bay. It's between a McDonald's and a Rocco's Pizza. The place is called Sayulitas, home of the big ass burrito. They started off in San Diego, and this has been on Instagram lately, and I've been noticing these gigantic burritos. As far as the size of the burrito goes, this is one of the biggest. I know there are some other places that can make one of those specialty gigantic burritos for eating contests and stuff like that, but on the average, the burritos here are huge. The sign outside said this is Mexican food with a twist. This is Mexican-Filipino fusion. That's pretty interesting, as well as those flaming hot Cheetos getting wrapped into a burrito in the background there. This is a pretty small place that can get really busy. Usually you're gonna have a line during peak hours. Last year I would have said that it's expensive, but now everything is expensive, so it's just normal. It is a little bit more expensive than Roberto's. But your average burrito here is so large, you get your money's worth. And then they have the gigantic burritos, which are even bigger than that for about $25, $26. For all menu prices, check the links in the description below. Just like the other place, I didn't plan on sitting down and eating a little bit, but I had to try these. This is the longanisa fries. Longanisa fries are popular in the Filipino cuisine. It's a Spanish sausage that's similar to a chorizo. The video doesn't show how big this thing was. This thing was huge. It was loaded. Curly fries topped with longanisa, guacamole, eggs, cheese, special sauce. They have different kinds of fries here. Now usually I don't like fusion Mexican food because I like the authentic Mexican taste more. However, sometimes some things are okay. Some of the meat is a little bit sweet. That does give it a fusion taste. I liked this one. This one was good. Now this is the lumpia burrito. They had a special on it today. Lumpia is a type of a Filipino egg roll. And if you want to talk about big burritos, this thing is massive. I could barely pick it up. It was filled with French fries, the carne asada, and all the other sauces, chipotle sauce I believe, sour cream, guacamole. There wasn't a large amount of lumpia. I had like one or two, but it gives you that taste. The lumpia taste you definitely noticed because the sausage was flavored really well. The carne asada with all the sauces mixed well, I loved it. This thing was so big you could probably share with 2 or 3 people, unless you're really hungry. I wasn't hungry to begin with, but if I was hungry, I probably could only finish half of this. But it's safe to say that my search for the big burrito in Las Vegas is over. If you want more information on the 2 places I visited today, check the description below. Their websites have updated prices and menus. So that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next video.